Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, there is a story that a lot of people will have overlooked. Indeed, until right now, I missed it, and I don't normally pay attention to things like this. But there is a by-election today. It's in Dunblane and the Bridge of Allen. It was caused by someone's retirement, and the people are going to the polls as we speak. Now, of course, we'll find out the result at some point tonight. It won't, I suspect, be a big count. It's a small place. It's only a council election. Turnout won't be great. It is currently, or at least it was until the retirement of the incumbent, a Conservative seat. And the Conservatives will, of course, be likely to hold it. That's the plan. However, should there be a shock, it can only possibly go one way, and that is that Labour take the seat. If they do, it kind of indicates that even in a place where the Conservatives are likely to win, that Labour do, then the SNP are in deep, deep trouble. More trouble, I think, than they actually believe. And of course, we also have to look at the share of the vote from the SNP and see which way the swing has gone. It's all up for play. And yet, it's such a small, insignificant seat. But the outcome could be massive. But we will have a quick look at it here just to see. Now, as I say, it is in and of itself only a very minor thing. It's only a small one-seat by-election. It's not, quote, important. But like anything, it's the continual dripping of votes away from the SNP that's important. Now, if the Tories up their vote in this seat, that could be very harmful for the SNP. If Labour up their vote in the seat, that is definitely harmful for the SNP, because whoever does and the SNP don't, then they know that this is going to be a lot worse when it's pulled out. So this is one of those where you can take it's almost like a very small straw poll, but every single one, you have polls, you have the polls we go out and ask people, but ultimately the votes are the things that are the ultimate polls, and this, of course, is going to be one of those. So anyway, the contest will take... This is written yesterday, so I'll try and do this on the fly and update it today. So the contest will take place today, and it follows former Provost Douglas Dodd stepping down for health reasons, and of course it had all the big guns were out because they realise how important, even though it's only one seat, they realise how important it is, because everything now is all about manoeuvring, position, and getting your face out there. And so all the parties put the big guns out. So here we go. Here's a bunch of the SNP. Not all of them looking in the same direction, it could be said. One's got his thumbs up, some are crossing their hands, hoping to God. And in the middle is some bloke that none of them particularly like, because they know buyer's remorse. They've got him as leader. They probably don't want him as leader, but hey, what do you do? But they have to put up with him. And so all these fake grins of people, that the rictus grin of someone who I think has just shit themselves on most of these cases. Oh, look at us, and there he is. Anyway, the final countdown to the Dunblane and Bridge of Allen by-election was in full swing over the weekend, as several big hitters from across the parties canvassed for their candidates. Among those out and about, meeting the voters and showing their support were SNP leader and First Minister Humza Yousaf, as we just seen, Scottish Lib Dem leader Chief Alex Cole-Hamilton, and the Scottish Greens leader Patrick Harvey. And wait until you see the image of the Greens. The contest will take place today, with voters going to the polls to elect a new councillor to replace the outgoing former Provost Douglas Dodds, who stepped down last year. And now it is a Conservative seat. He was a Conservative. It's likely to retain. Tories are likely to retain, is what it's thought. But it's all to do with vote share and, more importantly, change of vote. Swing. Swing is everything. Because it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Anyway, it will be fought by a total of 6 candidates. Thomas Heald will be hoping to keep hold of the seat for the Tories, while Labour's David Wilson and SNP's Ashton Khan are the main challengers. And there's a picture of the Labour lot. And again, they don't half look like a sorry bunch, don't they? They really do. What a sorry bunch standing out there. Look. David Wilson. Oh, yeah, marvellous. And David Wilson Homes, the big house builder. But not, I suspect, anything to do with that. But there they are. You know, they're doing that. They're drumming up support, and who knows? But they don't half look odd. And then Claire Andrews from the Greens, Dick Mormon from the Lib Dems, and the Scottish Family Party's Nick Willis round the field out. And I don't know if we've got pictures. Here's the Tory picture. The list of candidates is almost identical to that from the 2022 by-election contested in the seat. Then, following the death of the SNP councillor Graham Houston, Rob Kleiman ran that contest for the Conservatives. Mr Heald is the only change in that six-person field from 2024. And there's the Tories. And again, what a sad bunch they look out there in the rain. There does seem to be a lot more of them, though. So I think the Tories are really pushing the boat out. They want to get this seat and keep it, don't they? Miserable old day for them, though. But, you know, what do you expect? You know, I thought for the moment, I don't think it is her, but on the right in the light blue coat, that doesn't half look like Liz Smith, doesn't it? But it's not her. Anyway, Mr Yousaf visited Dunblane on Saturday, dropping in on local business owners and community projects based along the high street. You've got to feel sorry for Dunblane, haven't you? After the visit, Mr Yousaf said it was a great pleasure to join the SNP colleagues in Dunblane to visit some of the brilliant local businesses and community organisations on the high street, blah, 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 blah. We don't care. Scottish Lib Dem leader turns out to meet the Lib Dems. Look, there's only 3 of them, and that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Loads out for the Tories, half a dozen out for Labour, 3 for the Lib Dems. I suspect he's not holding out much hope. Dick Mormon is their candidate. I don't know which of those out is the candidate. It just says with the candidate. I don't know. You take your pick. Is it the old bald man? Is it the other old bald man? Or is it the man who's old and we don't know if he's bald or not because he's wearing a hat? Deary me, come up with someone better. Scottish Green Party head Patrick Head Patrick Harvey joined local representatives including Mid Scotland and Fife MSP Mark Ruskell and current local councillor Alistair Tollemache on the campaign trail for their candidate Claire Andrews. And the only reason I know how to say Tollemache is because near where I live is a pub called the Tollemache Arms that sits next to a gin refinery, brewery, whatever you call it, distillery. And they make some very fine gin up that way. Now, here's the Greens. Tell me, do they not look like a sorry lot? There's not one of them that looks in any way healthy. Do they? Their candidate is the one in the middle, I think, is it? Possibly. I don't know. Who is their candidate? Doesn't say, does it? Claire Andrews. Yeah, Claire Andrews. Oh, it is her in the middle then. Doesn't she look rather ill? She doesn't look healthy. Doesn't look long for this world, but none of them do. Oh, I see Wally. Where's Wally? There he is at the back in his hat. But none of them look well. What is it about the Greens? They always look a bit ill, don't they? Anyway, last weekend of campaigning also brought out Stirling Council leader Chris Kane and fellow councillors in support of Mr Wilson's efforts to claim the seat for Labour. Mr Heald, the Tory, was joined on the doorsteps for the final rush by Mid Scotland and Fife MSP. Oh, it was. God, look at that. It just said, I've just seen it. It was Liz Smith. You know, it wasn't a great picture, but I picked it up. Well done, me. Well done, me. I picked up Liz Smith. Anyway, voters will head to the polls today to pick their latest council representative, and the results will be announced tonight. And we don't really care who wins it. What we do need to see are the numbers. Numbers are all. The swing is the thing. Just bring it on, because I think there'll be a swing away from the SNP. And if there is, it doesn't matter who it goes to. If there's a swing away from the SNP, they will be shitting themselves, and they'll know that it's him. They'll have to change their leader. They've got no option. Just think, it could be this one tiny little by-election in a tiny little Tory-held seat that could do for him, that could be his doom. Ask not for whom the bell tolls, Humza Yousaf. It tolls for thee. Coming up. Now, as I say, I don't really care who wins. We know it won't be the SNP. Tories, it's a Tory-held seat, it's a Tory-ish area. It's likely to be the Tories. The only big challenger is Labour. It could be Labour. That's it. They're the two. No one else. Won't be the SNP, despite what they think. But the important thing, as I say, is the swing away from the SNP. If the SNP get a swing toward, wow, that will be astonishing. And that is why tonight's result is so very important. I will stay up. I will get it. And I'll do a flash video. Whenever it comes in, I will do a flash video, assuming that it isn't beyond the realms of too late. Even I have to have a bedtime I do get up in the morning to do these videos, you know. I work incredibly hard, I'll have you know. How dare you? You two officer. Don't be thinking it's all tea and biscuits here, mate. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this one. I'm hoping that this isn't the last. I am waiting to get the Hamza Youssef one out, so do please hold for that. But if I don't, then please, ladies and gentlemen, accept my heartfelt wishes that you go off tonight, you enjoy your Burns night, have your supper, have your neeps and tatties, attack that wild haggis, make sure it's farm fed. You know, don't want any of those penned ones. You want a wild one. Have a wee nip. I will have a nip. I've got a night. I'm gonna have me Macallan, a little Macallan later. And I hope you have a good time. And for the rest of you, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, I'll get the Humza out. And if not, like I say, this will be the last. Anyway, till then, take care and goodbye.